The religious reforms and the public debate. From the early 19th century, as we all have seen, there has been intense debates and religious issues coming up. Different groups confronted the changes happening within the colonial society in different ways and offered a variety of new interpretations of the beliefs of different religions. Now, as we have seen in the earlier parts of the video, that because of the print technology that has triggered the intense debates around the religious issues, different groups have confronted the changes happening within the colonial society in different ways and offered new interpretations, new way of understanding the things. So some criticized the existing practices and campaigned for reforms. Some of them criticized the existing campaigns and requested or campaigned for reforms, while others countered the arguments, came up with a against the argument that is of reformers. These debates were carried out in public in front of everyone and also in print, in the newspapers, in the articles, in the magazines. So the printed tracts and newspapers not only spread the new ideas, but they also shaped the nature of the debate. Earlier, the ideas was only confined to few people, but because of the print technology, they have started to print it in the newspapers. So it has become a very important way to spread the ideas, and also they shaped the nature of the debate. The wider public could now participate in these public discussions and express their opinions. Now that it has been made public, people can participate in these discussions and give their viewpoints. So new ideas emerged through these clashes of opinions. When there is a clash of opinion, the new ideas have emerged from them. So religious reforms and public debates started to happen at an intense level due to the print technology. This was a time of intense controversies between social and the religious reform. So Hindu orthodoxy over the matters like widow immolation, monotheism, and Brahminical priesthood and idolatry, they started to question all these things. In Bengal, there's a debate developed, tracts and newspapers proliferated, circulating a variety of arguments. What are those arguments? The questioning about the things like widow immolation, monotheism, Brahminical priesthood, all such things. It reached to a wider audience, and the ideas were printed in everyday spoken language of ordinary people. The newspapers were not only printed in English language, but they were also printed in the local languages which are spoken by common people, so that everybody can read and understand what is actually happening in the debates. Raja Ram Mohan Roy has published the Sambandh Kaumudi from 1821, and the Hindu Orthodoxy commissioned the Samachar Chandrika to oppose his opinions. He started to question all the social issues on the newspapers. Then Hindu Orthodoxy has commissioned Samachar Chandrika, which is a newspaper published by Ram Mohan Roy, about his opinions. In 1822, two Persian newspapers were published, Jamai Jahan Nama and Samshul Akbar. In the same way, we also got a Gujarati newspaper known as Bombay Samachar made its appearance. People started to express their opinions in the local newspaper. Newspapers have the articles related to the questioning, the debating, and the current situation, and how there is inequality in the society has been discussed widely in the newspapers. So in North India, if you see, the ulemas were deeply anxious about the collapse of the Muslim dynasties. Now, who are these ulemas? Ulemas are the Islam religious gurus. They feared that the colonial rulers would encourage conservation or conversions that change the Muslims' personal laws. To counter this, they used the cheap lithographic press and published Persian and Urdu translations of the Holy Scriptures and printed religious newspapers and tracts. So, even in the Islam religion, they were deeply anxious about the collapse of the Muslim dynasties. They want to save their personal religious strength. So, they started to publish the Holy Scriptures in Persian and Urdu language. The Deoband Seminary, founded in 1867, published thousands upon thousands of fatwas telling Muslim leaders as well as the readers how to conduct themselves in their everyday life and explaining the means of Islamic doctrines in order to save the Muslims from getting attracted towards the other changes which are happening in the society. Deoband Seminary has introduced or issued many fatwas telling how the Muslims have to behave, conduct themselves in everyday life. All through the 19th century, a number of Muslim sects and seminaries appeared, each with a different interpretation of faith, each keeping on enlarging its following and countering the influence of its opponents. Urdu print helped them to conduct these battles in public. So there were a number of missionaries and seminaries coming up even for the Muslims to explain the faith of Islam and to counter the influence of their opponents. For them, the Urdu print has helped them so much to conduct these battles in public. Coming to Hindus, among the Hindus too, print encouraged the reading of religious texts, especially in the vernacular languages. The first printed edition of Ramacharita of Tulsidas in 16th century text came out from Calcutta in 1810. By the mid of the 19th century, lithographic editions flooded the North Indian markets. From 1880s, the Naval Kishore Press at Lucknow and Sri Venkateshwara Press in Bombay published number of religious texts in the vernacular languages. In their printed and portable form, they could be read easily by the faithful at any place and any time. They could also be read out to a large number of illiterate men and women. So, not only in the Islam, not only in the Christianity, not only in other countries, even in India, among Hindus too, print has encouraged the reading of the religious texts, especially in the vernacular languages. The first printed edition was Ramacharita of Tulsidas, and it has started to flood in the books which are printed in the about the Hindu culture by 18th century. Mid 19th century, the cheap lithographic editions flooded the entire North Indian market. They have printed the books in such a way that that is a portable form. They could be read easily by the faithful at any place and any time. They can also be read out to the larger groups of illiterate men and women. The religious texts, therefore, reach to a wide variety of people, encouraging discussions, debates, and controversies within and among the different religions. So, due to the religious text, now it has reached to wider sections of people. Print did not only stimulate the publications of conflicting opinions amongst the communities, but it also connected communities that people in different parts of India. So, print has made different opinions to come into public and also has connected different communities also to come together. Newspapers conveyed news from one place to another creating pan India identities. So the newspapers not only carried the opinions but also created a pan India identity across the country.